And so to sort of converge, and I promise that I will make this short on what I appreciated from talking to the people at the African Materials Research Society, is that materials are critical for all of the challenges that we talked about today. It's a new field of science. It's not chemistry alone, it's not physics alone, it's not engineering alone, it's a mixture of that. So the training of the future workforce that is trained in a multidisciplinary environment is very important. A focus driven on materials actually is quite critical, because it's from cyber infrastructure, from big data, from computing, all of that is based on materials. As you know, all history, in fact, is defined by the type of material that dominates the history. The world that we live in, it could be called the Silicon era, and we started with the Stone Age, and so on and so forth. So it's critical. So the country needs to invest in materials research. We need to develop a community of material scientists that is vibrant. And in fact, at the African Materials Research Society, there were about 350 participants from across Africa. There were only 6 from Ethiopia. Even though I know Ethiopia has, in particular in polymer science, a very strong materials program. And so, but the idea is that forming these professional societies to engage the country, to engage with other African countries and the other part of the world is critical. So here I have just a list of the fields where material is very important. Materials is for health, it's important for sustainability, for building and construction, for water, environment, for, of course, for mineral processing, for agriculture, and for energy. And of course, we need, in this new era of AI, for computational materials science, and for manufacturing structural materials. So the big idea is that how can Africa control its own destiny and become a player in the next technological revolution, versus being passive or being subject to the technological revolution. How can Africa develop its own soft electronics for medicine? How can Africa advance the next generation of clean water filtering devices? And there were talks about that. And how can Africa be part of the revolution for the green revolution, developing materials that are based on indigenous biomaterials, basically combining materials and maybe building consumable containers. You buy water, you drink the water, you eat the plastic. Can that be done, right? Materials can do that, and it sounds futuristic, but it's something that our young people need to think about and move. We need to train them for that. So with that, I think something we talked about today, but I picked up at that meeting, is that even South Africa is engaged in that colonial relationship with the world. And so now they have developed this strategy for titanium. They dig the titanium and then they send it abroad. But now the idea to get, how do we make the powder of titanium and then sell the powder? So add value. How then can we move from the powder to maybe making the sheets of aluminum, of titanium? And they're trying to build partnership within Africa, not only about titanium, but other materials. And had Ethiopian materials researchers been there, they would have, in fact, engaged them on other materials that are minerals that Ethiopia is producing. Tantalum, apparently, is one that Ethiopia is a producer of. With that, I will close. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Tessema, for sharing your experience and the perspective of the NSF. That has been very insightful. And thank you for keeping time. That's appreciated, especially at this time. We want to stay here. If somebody can bring more chairs for us, please. Because I think what will happen is, I'm not sure if we have all speakers listed here. I'm not sure. So